What's up, nerds? My name is Corey Bergeron. You are watching Corey Bergeron Recordings, and we're back with a brand new video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Unison MIDI Chord Pack. I'm going to talk about what it is, and then I'm going to talk about how I use it, and then I'm going to show you an example of how I would use it in a song. But first, if you plan on releasing music anytime soon, I recommend using the service Distrokid to get your music on all the major online music stores, as well as all the major streaming platforms. You pay a small annual fee, and you can upload as much music as you want, and you keep 100% of your royalties. So if you want to get your music out there on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that stuff, consider signing up through DistroKid. And when you do, if you use the link www.distrokid.com/VIP/whatsupnerds, you save 7%, and it supports this channel, which are both good things. So what is the Unison MIDI Chord Pack? Okay, so I actually have the website open in front of me here, so I'm going to tell you what they have to say about this, and then I'll tell you what I think about it, and then we'll jump into it and I will show you how I use it. So they say instantly create pro level chords and progressions with over 1200 plus drag and drop MIDI files. And then in brackets it says, without spending years learning music theory or doing mind-numbing trial and error. Make perfect sounding sophisticated chords without spending years learning music theory. Experiment with advanced chords so you can make your music stand out from the rest. Create a diverse range of emotions in your music using specific chords and progressions. Get instant inspiration from 1200 plus MIDI chords and progressions. Use proven time-tested chord progressions to increase your chances of making a hit. Streamline your workflow and creative process so you can finish music faster. And then, yeah, they say it's 60% off. In the bottom left corner, it's telling you all these people are buying it. So as you can tell, they're good at marketing stuff. I think for the entire time that I've seen this thing for sale, which is over the course of months, it's been 60% off. So don't feel like you have to rush to buy this if you want it. But anyways, what is this? I'm actually going to just open it up here. This is what it looks like. All right, so let's talk about what it is. So in front of me, I have a Finder window open, and this is basically it. So when you open it up, you see that you have all of these folders that are clearly different genres. You open any of them up, and then it will give you the different keys. So you have the major as well as the relative minor, and then you can open that up, and then it has chord progressions as well as individual chords. So you can open up the chord progressions, it'll give you the major and the minor, and then you can go through, and these are all just MIDI files. So you can drag these into your DAW. It doesn't matter what DAW you're using, Pro Tools, Logic, Cubase, Ableton, does not matter. Drag this in, and then you can use a virtual instrument, a VST, or whatever you want really to make these have their own unique sound. So this is just MIDI information. There's no sound with this. I can't play this file, but you can use a DAW to turn it into anything. I'm sure you probably have some understanding of what MIDI is, but I can turn this into a piano, I can turn this into a synthesizer, I can turn it into a string section. There are basically no limitations as to what you can turn this into. I've actually even used these and run them through hardware synths before, so you can send it out of your computer into real hardware as well. Let's jump into a Pro Tools session. Okay, so we have Pro Tools in front of us. In red up here, I've created a drum track that sounds like this. You get the idea, pretty straightforward. And then down here, I have some virtual instruments. So up first, we have the CS-V3, and I have it on some bass preset that I really like. And then we have this air chord. I just made that name up, but it's basically a Jupiter. And then we also have the Anna 2, which is a Slate plugin, and this thing is super versatile. I really like this thing. I've been using it a lot lately. You can see here, with the title of this MIDI region, that I actually dragged this MIDI in from the chord progression. So I'm going to show you something I've made already, and then I'm going to show you how I can make something super easy from scratch using the Unison MIDI Chord Pack. So I actually dragged this in from the Unison MIDI Chord Pack before this video, and I have the chords, which sound like this. So that is a chord progression I got from the Unison MIDI Chord Pack. And then we have this air chord, which is basically just the first chord of the progression, but I took it and I put it up an octave, and that sounds like this. That's a good sound. And then I took the bass note from the chord progression and I put it into a triplet, I believe 8th note rhythm. That sounds like this. That's also side-chained to the kick drum, so that's why it's ducking out. All three of those together sound like this. the drums, we have... So pretty cool. This did not take me very much time at all to put together, and I actually put the chord progression in first before making the drums. So the chord progression that I got from the Unison MIDI Chord Pack is actually what inspired the rest of the track. Moving forward, I've actually duplicated just the drums. So over here, there's no chord progression. So let's go through and let's build one of these from scratch. So say for whatever reason you're not vibing with the first one we made, let's go find a different chord progression and get a different, just a different vibe. So let's go back out here and, okay, so let's choose a genre, I don't know, let's go techno and let's go D major, chord progressions, we'll take major and let's, I don't know, take number 2 here. Ooh, okay, let's just quickly hear how the sound. So I'm throwing this onto the track here that has this Anna plugin. So it's gonna sound like this. Okay, so that is cool. That's a nice progression, but right off the bat, I'm gonna just make it half the length. And I'm also gonna take this last chord, I'm going to make that half the length, and let's straight up just steal this 4th chord. Okay, so I've made a new chord progression. It's a combination of one that I dragged in and then I manipulated a bit. Let's hear how this sounds. I like it. So let's just duplicate that across. We love it. And then I'll just kind of recreate what I did in the other one. So I take the first chord, and let's drag this up an octave. We got a hit, and let's make the same kind of bass idea. Okay. We're moving fast. Hopefully I did that correctly. And let's consolidate and just drag that out. Let's see what this sounds like. Let's actually take the chords first and throw it on the other side. We'll build into it. Here we go. Okay, so you were able to see in a matter of like 2 minutes that I threw in a chord progression from the Unison MIDI Chord Pack, manipulated the progression a bit, created a bass line out of it, and this accent air chord here. And even with still using the original drums, I was able to kind of change the vibe of this track and make it something different. Let's check out the original one. They're in the same key, so this might sound fairly similar. Let's do one more. I have the drums carried out here. We'll use similar sounds. Maybe I'll change them. I don't know. Let's find a completely new and different chord progression in a different key and go from there. So let's go, I don't know, E major. We'll go for 4 sharps here. Chord progression. Now let's go C sharp minor. Okay. Let's get wacky. I'm not thinking, I'm just grabbing. Okay, this looks like there's a lot of movement in this chord progression. Let's just hear it. right, let's copy that over. And let's make a bass line really quick. We're just gonna mimic what we already had. And let's do this. Let's check this out. Boom. Okay, so now we got a chord progression. Let's go through just for the sake of experimentation to show you how you can really turn these chord progressions into anything you want. Let's change up the sounds here. Let's turn this into some sort of strings. Whoa! Okay, we got a string sound. Let's check this out. Let's make some weird, really basic lead line. Lead sound, leads, flute saw. Sure. Okay, so you just saw, in a matter of seconds, I took this to this to this. So let's get into some takeaways and how I feel about this. So, I've had this for a little while. I've used it on songs where I've been stuck. I've used it as just a source for inspiration when I want to start creating something but don't really know where to start. I've also used it with new virtual instruments and new software instruments just to get a feel for what they sound like. I think that the Unison MIDI Chord Pack is a great tool. I've turned a couple of my friends onto it and they haven't really attached to it as much as I have. And I don't know if that's because they think that using some sort of chord pack is cheating, or if they think that they're too good because they have an understanding of music theory that they don't need a chord pack. Let me tell you, I understand chord progressions and I've made music before, but I really like the idea of having something like this to kind of push you past what you naturally gravitate towards writing towards. It is fantastic for inspiration. If you're starting from scratch, you can start pulling in chord progressions and then you get a vibe, and from there you have a direction. You know what you want to do next. If you have a song that you're working on and then you kind of get stuck, you have a verse, maybe you have a chorus, but you don't know what to do for the bridge, if you know what key your song's in, boom, let's start whipping in some chord progressions and see where we can take this. So whether you have a basic understanding of music theory or you claim to have an advanced understanding of music theory, I still think this is a valuable tool that can provide value to you if you use it, no matter what side of the spectrum that you're on. So I would recommend, so yeah, the MIDI Unison Chord Pack. This was just a quick demo review, me talking about it. I think it's good. I think it's a great tool, and I don't think it's cheating. I think it's great for inspiration and everything I just mentioned. So I would recommend it. Right now it's 60% off. I'm sure if you check it out in 3 months, it's probably still going to be 60% off. I have no affiliation with this company also, so if you buy it, it doesn't matter to me. But I thought I'd review it. I would show it to you guys because I find value in it, and check it out. So that is basically it for the video. If you're trying to improve your mixing and you want to download some professional multi-tracks to practice on, head on over to my Patreon for just $3. You can download all of the multi-tracks for the songs that I did an in the mix for. These songs have been streamed over hundreds of thousands of times. So if you are looking to download professional multi-tracks to practice your mixing, this is a great way to start. That's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it to the end, that's good. Let me know if you have any experience with this in the comment section down below. And I will see you in the next video. Create more, create more, create more, create more.